Lady Ada, what is this?
Hey everybody, and welcome to yet another live show and tell. It's me, Lady Ada, here with Mr. Lady Ada, and we've got some exciting guests for you here that are going to show off their project. This is the half an hour of the week where Phil and I get to hang back and watch what you're making.
Yeah, the most important people tonight are you.
Yeah, are you 3D printing stuff, or soldering, or kitting, or assembling, or making whatever, sewing things. I don't even know what it is. Come by and show it off, because I would love to see it. We're going to start off with some Adafruit peeps and then go off to some other people. We're going to get out of here at 7:50, 7:55. So please take 3 to 5 minutes to show your project when we call on you. Until then, please keep your mic muted. Okay. Let's start off with
Neon Pedro. What you got printing?
Hey, actually, we just got into the whole Lego sphere. So we got a kit a couple of months ago, and we've been playing around with them, and we kind of got inspired by the light bricks. These are these little bricks that kind of shoot up these lights. So we thought we'd make our own. And it's using the LED sequin, which is that little surface-mounted LED on a PCB. So it has a resistor built in, very, very tiny, and it's using, what is it, LR42 batteries?
41, yeah.
41, sorry.
So we're using copper tape on the inside to make the connections for the batteries, a little LED sequin, like you said, and a little 6mm push button on the side, just like the official Lego light brick. But the only difference is instead of projecting light, it actually makes the whole brick glow.
Yeah, we have this little guy here. This is the little creator robo guy, and he actually comes with a light brick. These are like $10, right? The one light brick, and then the kit itself is $20. You're better off getting the whole kit, like this guy here. So you can actually print one for literally like $2, right? Because it's 10 cents.
Like $1.
It's like 10 cents in material.
The battery is like the most expensive.
Yeah, but you can get like a pack of 20 for like $6. So you're still, it's still a little bit more affordable than one brick.
Yeah. So the coolest thing you could do that is eliminate little scenes. We have a little lab scene here.
Dude.
Yeah, this is awesome.
We got a little lab. So this was actually a crowdfunded idea that got accepted.
So Lego has this thing called Lego Ideas. It used to be called Kuso. I'm sure you know about it, Phil. I think you got a story for us. But this one is actually...
grabbing the Lego kit, everybody. Watch out.
That's awesome. It's Lego versus Lego. Who's got the cooler kit?
So we actually... when we were at the there you go.
Look at the hot
Adafruit. The only bad thing is that some of the people in the Lego community didn't like a pink-haired engineer, so they kept unvoting it. But we had enough votes. They just didn't turn it into a real Lego kit.
Yeah, this one took at least 2 years, I want to say, to actually
so
build.
this one was called the Female Mini Fig Set, and it was kind of portraying women in different professions, mainly science and technology ones. So we got the paleontologist, the chemist.
Wait, there's me. I'm there. I
know.
And there you are
there. Here's Phil with the little camera. Yeah. I want to say it took me like maybe 15 minutes inside the Lego store, like building the little minifigs.
But this is one of those crowdfunded that made it. It got 10,000 plus things, and they released it for a short time. You can still pick them up. We have them linked in the guide, so you can pick this up. It's called the Research Institute. And it's all awesome females.
Sweet.
Yeah, we wrote about the Lego kits that came out later, and one of the things was if young people don't see themselves as a Lego figure, maybe they're not going to pursue that career. So having female engineers and having the entire diversity of science and all that would be really nice. So eventually Lego did it. So I think the Kusa thing was a great start, because I think it got people thinking. When we started, like all the Batman stuff kept getting upvoted too. So it's like, all right, Batman.
Iron Man.
That's all it was in the store. Yeah. And that was a lot of the comments actually regarding this, the research lab kit. A lot of the dads were, super upset that they only had such a limited run of this. There was like a lot of hoarding of, the collectors just because of that.
Yeah, you can get them on eBay, but it's pricey.
Yeah.
This is about $40 for the kit.
The price went down, which is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, what else you got?
And then last week.
So let me see if I can switch the camera over here. So we weren't here last week, but last week we put together this sort of mini project. So this is a 3D printed case with aluminum milled touchpad. So it's using the MPR 121 touchpad and the Adafruit Feather. So I have it wired. Well, I don't have it wired, right? I have it connected via Bluetooth.
Whoa, it's unwired.
Yeah, so I just have it regular kind of instruments hooked up to it. So it's very responsive. And it also has a couple of modes. I actually have it disabled right now just so that I can kind of do different combinations. But it can do like a 16-step sequence, and you can actually increase it up to, I think, 64 steps. So
Wow.
The neopixels will animate when you have that enabled. Right now I have it turned off because I'm kind of playing around with the code, but it is an awesome like little MIDI project, and it's very different in terms of like a layout, because I like kind of hexagons and things. So this is what I came up with. Yep, it's
So
got
this is based on the code from Todd Trees.
yeah, so Todd Trees put the software for this together.
That's cool.
I like that it's not just a grid controller. It's actually kind of got like a funky shape, and it's well, it's small, but it's like evocative.
Yeah.
Right, I like it, and it's obviously very portable and wireless.
And a lot of people were saying, "Oh, could I use this on the project that John Park did, the password vault?"
Yeah,
totally.
That would work really well too. So
Your song is your password.
right,
good.
and kind of like a Simon Says
That too,
type
that
box
too,
thing.
yeah.
So
That's cool.
All right.
check it out if you haven't already.
Okay, and we'll be showing these videos and more on Ask an Engineer tonight, and of course, everyone should tune in to the 3D Hangouts that you do every Wednesday.
Yes, that's right. Every morning and Wednesdays.
Thanks,
All
Ed.
right. Next up, Tony D.
Hey, yeah, so real quick, I have a NeoPixel animation, but this is not just any NeoPixel animation. This is with CircuitPython. So not just MicroPython, but CircuitPython. This is on the SAMD21 CircuitPython Circuit Playground board. So kind of cool. Oh, sorry, yeah, exactly. So I did a video last week on how to use NeoPixels with CircuitPython, because you basically just need to use a new library. The API is a little bit different internally, but using the pixels is exactly the same. And this little animation, I just whipped it up in the last 10 minutes. It's basically using a sine wave to modulate the colors over time. And the cool thing is, because it's code, because it's procedurally generating this animation, when I press a button over here, it'll change the frequency. And so now the frequency increases by a little bit. So it you have like, you see there are like 2 red and blue kind of dots. And if I press it again, now it goes up a little bit and you get a little bit more. So it's kind of cool. And maybe in the future, I'll probably do more videos on, you know, doing kind of procedural animations like that. And it's a cool thing where it's like a little bit of code can give you complex effects just by tweaking some of the variables if you use equations and things like that. So fun idea.
Great stuff. It reminds me of when you see young kids play around with processing. They'll just change the little variables and now they have art.
Exactly, yeah. And the Circuit Playground will be really fun for that, because you've got a couple buttons, you got some lights, so, you know, really lots of fun interactive things that I'm sure we'll start seeing in the future when we get it out. So
outstanding. All right, thank you, Tony. Next up, Scott, welcome from far away.
Euro Scott.
Hi. Yes, I'm in Barcelona. So it's like 1:30 in the morning. Somebody in the chat said it's actually 2:30 a.m. for them now. So I'm not the one who's staying up latest, at least. Okay. But I went to this cool hardware exchange thing yesterday, and in the same vein as Tony, I was doing a demo with a Circuit Playground, one of the new ones. So this is also running the latest CircuitPython. I actually released something today. Yeah. But I've been thinking a lot about how to get kids coding, right? And I actually did like my first Swift Playgrounds today. I actually managed to download it. So I started with that. But what I have here is like 30 lines of Python code, and I have 2 lines where I can swap them and something else changes. So I'm just going to do that now, because I think that if we ship with demos, if we have demos like this, and it's a super easy thing to change, like getting really quickly to that change where it's like, ooh, like it does something cooler really easily. It like builds that feedback loop, right? So it went from a solid color to this like twinkling, which is really just like a random selection within a range. And then this actually also is based on the temperature. So it's like
hot, Scott.
My arm is a good way to heat it up. But you can see that it gets redder and redder and faster as the thermometer on the board gets warmer and warmer.
That has a fever. A fever for learning.
Yeah, definitely.
It's cool because you were able to show this demo with one hand typed, and then we're able to, like, if you can do all this and broadcast all at the same time, surely someone can double click a file, change a variable, and it just automatically saves, which is nice too.
Yeah, so I just I just had comments in Python. There's just like little hashes, and there's 2 different lines. You comment the one up top and uncomment the bottom one. And you can see I changed it today so that when it assigns the color, it's actually called like color.solid versus color.twinkle. So I'm hoping that something like that would be easy enough for people to discover and really get that first, like, hey, I can understand what's going on and I can tweak it.
Good work. Are you making any other appearances around the globe that people should try to find you to do this type of demos and more?
Yeah, so I'm in Barcelona for almost a month now, till the 18th. I'm actually going to meet up on Friday for digital nomad people in Barcelona.
Okay.
So if people want to meet me and they're here, that I will be there. And then it's the 22nd of March, I think. I'm in Reading in the UK, outside of London.
Okay.
When I said people should email me before, I got somebody from the Reading hackerspace there, and they said, hey, like, would you like to come hang out and do a talk? And I said, I'll do whatever you think would be interesting. So I am planning on going out to that. So if people are in the London area, they can do that as well. And again, if people are over in Europe and want me to do things, like, drop me an email. I'm just Scott@adafruit.com. I'm happy to.
Okay, great. Yeah, maybe do a blog post up too so folks can see it, and take good care of that fever burning up.
Yeah, I got Circuit Python and Circuit Playground fever.
All right. Thank you so much,
The
Scott.
hot new disco hit.
Gonna go to Iron Cat. No, that's not.
Disco Cat.
Iron Cat.
My cats aren't here.
Next up, Richard.
Hey guys, so I'm actually joining the Hangout here at the Living Computer Museum here in Seattle, and I'm up in the IoT area, and I've commandeered all the IoT things so I can cue the lights and turn them up. Oh,
A Living Computer Museum button right here.
Nice.
there we go. Okay, well, it looks like they might have hacked it back because the hue lights aren't working anymore. But so what I've been doing is I've been working today and talking to a bunch of people with using Home Assistant, which I know Tony has worked on before, and I've done a lot of stuff to tie in a lot of the IoT devices. There we go. There's the hue lights are working now.
Yay.
So these are hue lights that they had set up here, and I've kind of commandeered them and added them to my Home Assistant code, which is hosted on the Raspberry Pi 3 behind the laptop here. But you can see the stream of data coming from Home Assistant.
Oh yeah.
So if I start turning these lights on and off, you can see they're gonna turn on and off, and you can see the code in that. I've also been playing around with these modules, which I've shown off before. I've gotten a couple of other ones. This is a kind of shield that I did for the ESP8266 Huzzah that you guys have. This one has a bunch of sensors on it. I have another one that you can attach 2 servos to that I've been using for light switches. But one thing I noticed with IoT is if someone uses the physical light switch and there's a glitch in the Wi-Fi for this, it'll send the last thing that was sent to it. So in the middle of the day at the makerspace, the lights will just turn off because someone comes in and turns the regular switch.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add a button and maybe just something to cover the physical switch to make it a little easier for them to just push the button.
Yeah, we have those at home because the same thing happens if we flick a switch or if we use the devices to control the other devices. It remembers the last thing, so it's a light show.
Yeah, it's all these darn humans getting in the way of IoT.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Richard.
You are.
All right.
You are the spokesperson for the Internet of Things.
This is great. Next up, Andre, unmute your mic and show us your project.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
What you got?
All right. So first time here on the show, but I've been watching you guys for the past few months. So thank you very much, guys, for having me over.
Of course.
Thank you.
I actually, you guys inspire, especially Lady Ada, inspire me to start a brand. I teach at a private school here in St. Louis, and we're starting a brand new course next year, which is programmable electronics. And I'm actually in contact with the educator portion of Adafruit to start getting some of the material in. But anyway, this last winter, my science department decided they wanted to launch a weather balloon and to gather some data. But we were lacking the way to track it down. I'm an M-radio operator, and we're using APRS to track the weather balloon.
Oh, yeah.
There is a company in England, it's called Pie in the Sky.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to now switch to show you the device itself. So bear with me.
Yep.
Okay, so this is a Raspberry Pi 2, and has 2 different shields. The first shield on top of the Raspberry Pi, this one is an APRS, sorry, it's a LoRa shield, with also a GPS shield. And then on top of it, we have an APRS shield, which sends a beacon down. And the nice thing about the Pi in the Sky, they can send you based on the frequency of your country. So for here in the US, is 144.390. It was a pretty successful launch and recovery. We also use a Pi camera to take pictures. Okay, with you guys, I would like to share my screen and show you some of the picture and
go for it.
Yeah, please do.
All right. This one is share screen share. All right, that's that one. Okay.
All right.
You guys see my screen?
Wow.
That's cool.
The sky.
Okay, so these are these are pictures taken with the Pi 2 camera. The camera at below 1,500 feet sent a low resolution picture. Our balloon reached an altitude of 82,000 feet, a temperature of minus 65 degrees. We were able to trace that with an internal sensor that was attached to the Pi. I'm going to scroll to some of the more interesting picture.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Space.
And these are the nice part about this project, because I don't want to take the credit. The student actually set up the camera process and how to take pictures, how fast to take pictures. And we were able to take one picture every minute, a full resolution. You can see the curvature of Earth. This is one of the 3 cameras that we had on board. So 82,000 feet, and landed about 80 miles from home. Like I said, a Raspberry Pi 2 with the 2 different shields on top from Pi in the Sky. And in the comment under this Hangout, I'm going to leave some links for everything.
Right.
That's so cool.
Right?
Yeah, and not only do you get an as seen on the show and tell sticker, but when you email support@adafruit.com and tell them that you get a as seen on the show and tell sticker, also tell them that you get a high altitude balloon badge.
Yeah.
We have them.
Right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You deserve it.
You deserve it.
You went to the upper atmosphere.
Fantastic. Please continue to colonize the galaxy.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. That's Show and Tell. We're going to be doing Ask an Engineer in just a few minutes. All participants on the Show and Tell get an as seen on the Show and Tell sticker. Email support@adafruit.com. And if you're Andre, you also get a high altitude balloon badge.
Yes.
Thank you, Iron Cat. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Noah and Pedro. And thank you, Andre, and that other engineer there. What is your name, other engineer? Let's find out.
That's my son, Mattia. He started getting into this robotics programming with Scratch and Raspberry Pi and Make Block. I just purchased a couple kits from Make Block. He's really interested to it, so it's a nice way to get him started.
Yeah.
And for Scott, if I knew any early that were you in Barcelona, my cousin lives there. So.
All right.
We all come together online. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, and we'll see you on Ask an Engineer in 10 minutes.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you next week. And in 5 minutes.
Yeah.